Hey everyone! Welcome to my very first live stream about falling for fall. Since it's almost fall and in November we have daylight savings time once again. In this video, in this series, we're going to be roasting souls. We're going to be talking about development tornadoes. We're going to be talking about more stuff that will be about along the way.
Outside, the leaves are falling.
That's true.
The temperature's falling too.
That's right.
Yes, autumn is upon us.
It is upon us. New shows are coming too. This is going to be good. But the only bad thing is that Hero of the Seas premiering this October. Another good thing about this is that there's no Halloween. Instead, there's Mickey's Tricks and Treats. This is way better than Halloween, because now that the Scream Girls don't have to hijack this crappy show again.
There's a prelude to all kinds of holiday cheer.
Remember everybody, daylight savings time is coming in November. This is going to be bad because of Nibbles and his friends hijacking Moose and his friends' weekly lesson plans. That's right. So what's I talk about next? I know. I'll talk about Umizoomi's development. Oh, hey. I remember this logo being on earlier episodes of Umizoomi, where there was the Nickelodeon Spot logo, and the intro was different too.
1, 2, 3, 4, Oogie!
Millie, Theo, and Bot are hiding in the flowers. But in later episodes, this is what will probably happen. Oh yeah. In season 1, they hid under the flowers. In season 2 and others, they did this. That's right. The logo can be seen on Amazon Prime Video. Yeah. Oh yeah! Speaking of which, the intros are surely different. Just look. And you'll see what I mean. The Nickelodeon Spot logo is shown. There's a different intro theme. This Millie and Theo are hiding under the flowers in season 1. But in season 2 onward, they would do this. They would show their hair, and they would transform into Team Umizoomi. Awesome. I couldn't have asked for anything more. Speaking of which, there was also something different about the credits. In about most episodes of the first season, until the Rolling Hoy Parade, you'll notice that there is no Curious Pictures logo. Yes, I still hate Queen, but I respect your opinion. You'll notice something different about the logos. It says 2009 on one of them. This would be mentioning that the show was going to be coming out in 2009 instead of 2010. Yeah, that's right, Leo. The light bulb can be seen on the Amazon Prime Video logo too. Yep, it can be seen on Amazon Prime as well. Oh yeah! In the Hype Festival, you know something different about the copyright. It says 2008 instead of 2010 or 2009. Which meant that Hype Festival was originally going to be one of the Umizoomi's episodes. Apart from the Dinosaur Museum mishap, that is. I don't know, but still. That's awesome, Darwin. Hey.
Come.
They're still jumping on people's feet. It's just like... You also notice that they don't need Umihar instead. What's different about the second and the second season in a row and the first season in a row is that it doesn't sell million seal or bot than Umihar, unlike the first season. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. On the Umizoomis, there were different people as well. I'll show you. It says, premiering in 2008 in Naughton, the Umizoomis is a new interactive animated series for preschoolers about a miniature urban repair squad that solves everyday problems in Metro City instead of Umi City, with help from viewers at home. This was similar to Umizoomi, but instead of Umi City, they say Metro City instead. I read Battle for my own. I do feel so old because of how long it's been since Umizoomi's development. Speaking of what's Battle for my own, look, you'll notice that the Nickelodeon Spot logo appears instead of the Nickelodeon logo. And the intro from season 1 is different as well. They're seen hiding under flowers. Then they're seen something under people's foot. And then they do an Umihar. But this is the second season's intro. In the second season intro, they are seen sewing their hair. Then they put on their helmets. However, the Umizoomis or Team Umizoomi jumping on people's feet, it's still there on the season 2 intro. You'll also notice that it doesn't show Millie Seal or Bot than in the Umihar. Speaking of which, oh yeah. But the copyright's what's even weirder. It says 2008 instead of 2009 or 2010, which meant the Hype Festival really was the first episode. They still said Umizoomi is in the copyright title though, then it would make more sense. Never mind. But then in later episodes of the first season, it says 2009, but it still shows the Nickelodeon light bulb. Yeah, they used the season 1 whip fit. Yeah, I rebel from it. Oh, they did use the season 1 whip theme in the theme song's thumbnail on the Nick Jr. channel on YouTube. Which proves that Mrs. Ray Fever is a liar. She says the thumbnail proved to have the first season intro, but when we see most of the intro, it's the second season intro. Is this supposed to be? I think that's clickbait. Because they didn't actually show the season 1 intro. Yeah, I rebel for my 22-minute episode so long time to make for Team Umizoomi. Speaking of which, oh yeah, the characters are different too. Yeah, it can only be seen in episode 2 of the show, but there are more episodes on Rock's Cartoon Online that still show the Nickelodeon light bulb. Yeah, I agree, Belfamato. Ray Feather B. I agree. Then we have before
Outside, the leaves are falling.
Hi, Moosey Moose.
The temperature's falling too.
Of course.
Yes, autumn is upon us.
It certainly is.
But you see,
But our arms will come up until later.
oh, I feel like I'm falling for fall.
There are only a few bad things. Set Heel of the Seas premieres in October. And there's another thing. There and oh yeah. I love fall the most, but there's a few bad things. Set Heel of the Seas premieres this October, and Nibbles is high sat in a den. In November, it will be daylight savings time again, so be prepared. I hope Santiago gets hit. I really can't really stand this, so Santiago of the Seas is bad. He's a Spanish sportster, and he's created by the same people as the Already Explorer. And Subneo's Stop as well. Santiago's to be bad. He's a Spanish sportster, just like Duolingo, Dora, and Diego.
And my heart just gets to thumping, thinking about piles of leaves all jumping.
Yep.
It's no wonder that it's autumn I adore.
That's right. Anyways, back to the Umizoomi. Okay, anyways, back to the Umizoomis. Okay, the characters certainly are different. Wait a minute. Just give me a sec. Ah, here we go. Focus. Here we go. Okay, so Millie was unknown before Millie debuted. Yeah, and the fourth wall still have to be taken care of because everyone's going to breaking it. Yep, that especially means me and Belfamato as well. Okay, now about the characters on Umizoomis. So Millie was unknown before Millie debuts. And Seal was supposed to represent a whistle. You'll see Seal in this picture. He looks like... Okay, so the characters are the character design's still look the same. Okay, so Bot almost remained unchanged, except for one thing. He has a green mouth instead of a blue mouth. As you can see in this picture, Bot has a green mouth instead of a blue one. And Zigzag was a purple girl that likes patterns. But she was scrapped and recycled for Millie. I'm so upset that she died in 2008. I feel bad for Zigzag. Shame on you, Dora. Shame on you. Hey. And then we have Alphonse, the Super Safe Boy. Okay, so there was a character named Alphonse, and he was originally the Super Safe character. He was an orange boy that liked shapes. And he was wrapped just like Zigzag. He was wrapped in the recycle for Geo though. And Umi's heart was originally going to be called the Zipmobile. There are other characters as well. Like there was a dinosaur skeleton that didn't even appear in the Umizoomi. Okay, so there was a dinosaur skeleton that didn't even appear in Team Umizoomi. Yep, Dora only does bad stuff on screen because she knows she's a TV show. I agree with you, Belfamato. And then we have Sir Ivan Bennett's Finny. Hey, illustrations. Wait a minute. Okay, so there's a guy named Sir Ivan Bennett, that was a part of the Umizoomies. I don't know where he is, though. Never mind. Yep. There's another piece of Umizoomi's information I want to tell you. Something Tadpoles, Dana Gonzalez. Yep, you heard me. Dana Gonzalez. The same person that worked on the Wonder Pets, Blues Ooze, and Pity Doo. If you hate Pity Doo, I respect your opinion. She was also on Wally Hazam. I can't believe Dana Gonzalez was on Wally Hazam. Yeah, I rebel from it. Dora knows her job that she loves was to force people into her adventures. Even if people don't want to, Dora still does this anyway. Sorry about that. I respect your opinion on P.E.D. too, Leo. You can see right here that... Oh, hey. This is the dinosaur skeleton that was originally going to be on the show. And this was Millie. I think she was the same as Sheo, but she has pit tails. Yep. Then everyone changed it now, so Dora only had some people to force into adventures. Yes. And I know the voice actress who voiced Maddie, Made by Maddie, is also letting her voice to a character, a mermaid, on Shadow of the Seas. So here we have the dinosaur skeleton, and then we have Millie. I think this episode was going to be of the Dinosaur Museum mishap. Oh yeah. She's Lori Way, the mermaid. Oh yeah. Her name was Made by Maddie, so be called Made by Lorelei. Because Lorelei from Shadow of the Seas, she's basically a mermaid version of Maddie from Made by Maddie. I prefer Hair Love better. Hair Love will be an infinity times better than Made by Maddie. I think this episode was going to be... Okay, so the Umizoomies... I think this episode was going to be called the Dinosaur Museum mishap. There's another scene too. There's Blue's Ooze again. Hey, look, there's Boo's room. And there's another scene from the same episode. We have a close-up at Sheo from Team Umizoomi, aka the one that was supposed to represent a whistle. And then we have Millie. Yep, lots of people know that Dora is a TV show, and lots of people know that they're from a TV show too. But Dora takes way too much liberty into it. Same as Diego. Do you know who does the same thing as Dora? Diego. Diego from Do Diego Do. Even Diego does the same thing too as Dora. Dora and Diego are basically stupid. Yeah, Sheo wouldn't want to be a whistle if people would blow him, especially during a pandemic. Yeah, I agree about Tomato with this fin going on. Sheo's that serms on him. I am glad that he was changed in Team Umizoomi. At least he didn't represent a whistle in Team Umizoomi. Millie's basically a different version. And then we have Millie as well. Her skin was going to be... Okay, so here's the thing about Millie. Her skin was going to be pink instead of what a human was. And then we have a bud. Then we have the bud from the pilot. the butt from Umizoomi's. So what happened to her? I think she got sprayed by Millie from Einstein Pals and Dora. Yeah. So here's what Dora would probably say to everyone. And you see the aliens like in front of me? And I would say, they're right there, Dora. Stop being so blind already, Dora. And you know what Dora would say? Dora would just say, where? And then, this is where I lose it. I would probably say to Dora, shut up, Dora. There's a reason why Dora gives me a headache. Do you know who gives me an even worse headache? Diego. Diego from Do Dio Do. His voice is irritated. He says like with Dora's. Dora saves the day was practically worse. Where Dora sounded much worse than she did. Speaking of Dora, she did start a few Do Dio Do episodes, such as Sheila and Rita the Spectacled Bears, and of course, Diego's Great Dinosaur Rescue. More like Diego's Great Dinosaur Hortzer, and Sheila and Rita the Stupid Bears. There's another scene too. I think this was supposed to be the Zipmobile. But here's the thing. The Zipmobile doesn't have a face. I respect your opinion on Do Dio Do and Dorothy at Sport too, Leo. I can handle everyone's opinions. Back to the Zipmobile. Okay, so the Zipmobile, he didn't have a face back then. Similar to what the Umihard had in the earlier episodes. Like, for example, the Hype Festival. And here are all the characters. You can see that Millie is wearing a white dress. Okay, you can see that Millie is wearing a white dress instead of a pink one. Yeah, I read the her does look poorly wrong. I am glad they changed it. I am glad they changed it to Umizoomi. There's Zigzag and Alphonse then. According to the wiki, okay, so according to the wiki, the Super Safe style was going to be called Alphonse. Okay, there are other pictures of the Umizoomis. There's also supposed to be yeah. I read Belfamento, and Nina's Papa Puzzle was a prototype Dora. Yeah. I remember there being a prototype Dora called Nina's Papa Puzzle, which is practically confusing. Oh yeah, there was another bad Nina. There's another bad Nina. Nina from Nina's World. If Nina's World did have a prototype, I'm not that mad. I'm not searched up anyway. Oh, so there was no pilot. Okay. Now I am going about Bubble Guppies now. Okay, I'm done with about Umizoomi's development. Now I'm doing about Bubble Guppies development. Oh yeah, another horrible Nina is from Nina Needs the Dough. Ew. Nina Needs the Dough. More like Nina Needs to Stop. It's just like Bo from Bo and the Dough. Yeah. I read Belfamento. Nina Needs the Dough should be more like Nina Needs the Dough to her pop-up world. So basically what Nina Needs the Dough is, it's basically about this girl that does pee. That's basically it. It's super disgusting. I mean, seriously. Nina from Nina Needs the Dough is basically a human version of Max from Save the Puppy. Only she's female and not male. Yeah. We never Oh, hey, we did have a pilot in the early 60s. It was Vamos Sarma. I remember there being a pilot episode of Queen from 1960s. It was about Vamos Zama. It was about hits the night. Oh, hey, now I'm not about Bubble Guppies this time. Before I do anything else, I'm not about Bubble Guppies development. Oh, hey, first I'm not about this logo. This was its early logo. You can see that the Bubble Guppies logo, the words were supposed to be green and purple, and not blue. I think I'm neutral over Lucky Fred. Lucky Fred is mad. Okay, so back to Bubble Guppies. So basically, Bubble Guppies words were supposed to be green and purple instead of blue. And the Nickelodeon logo still does appear in the Ambulance episode. But in the Happy Clam Day episode, you'll realize that things were much different. You'll see what I mean when I play this episode. The logo words are still blue. They're still purple and green. Oh, hey. So the logo's words were still green and purple. How he learned Wild Brain wasn't evil with that. I read Belphamato. Wild Brain isn't exactly evil. Oh, hey, so Wild Brain made a 2000 so-called Puccini. Then in 2004, they made Hilly Hound Heroes. And then in 2007, they made No Harappa or Yo Dabba Dabba. So Yo Dabba Dabba is basically the worst Wild Brain show I've ever seen. Okay, so Wild Brain isn't exactly evil. They actually saved Bubble Guppies development. Okay, so in December 2010, they saved Bubble Guppies development hell. Yeah. Wild Brain saved the Bubble Guppies development, and they had it ready by December 2010. Okay, what's also... Okay, so we have 3 Ninas, a lot of Dora, and a lot of Polly, but only 1 Fleeter. We have a lot of Pollys. We have Polly Pocket, Polly Payne from the Loud House, Polly Mitsane from the hits from Moon 402. My favorite Nicktoons shows have to be the Wonder Pets, Bubble Guppies, Umizoomi, Wow Wow Wubsy, Little Bear, Little Bill Oswald, Electra's Window, Eureka's Hassle, etc. Okay, so back to the Bubble Guppies logo. Yeah, Polly Payne's Elsa Beats. Amazing. Okay. Oh yeah. There's another Polly. Polly from Polly and the Zuzu Pets. Before she was seen as the Frankie from the Zuzus. Yeah. In about 2017, Polly changed her name to Frankie since there was already a Hoyland with Polly. Polly Pocket. Okay, so back to the Bubble Guppies logo. You can see that there's no 2009 Nickelodeon logo. You can also see that the logo words are still green and purple. I do wish for Wonder Pets to have a reboot. If the Wonder Pets didn't have a reboot, it would be just like Blues, Who's and You. It would be awesome. Well, except for Blue Star, which I remember Ally Brooke was guest starring in Blues, Who's and You, She sang the song, I'm so happy you are here. The same song that So sang from the Booze Who's episode, I'm so happy. Yeah, Disney Channel doesn't treat their horror programs good. But Bluey actually has good treatment because of the deal. Okay, you can see Disney Channel has rude horror programs. Like for example, That's Part of Lisa. That's Part of Lisa. It did air on Disney Junior, but in 2014 they screwed. Okay, so they screwed off that part. So Disney Junior screwed up That's Part of Lisa in about December 2014. Okay. There's also a few things different about Bubble Duppies as well. So back to Bubble Duppies. Oh yeah. In Bubble Duppies. Oh yeah. In the first season of Bubble Duppies, Shannon Spurtis was the whole executive producer. You heard me right. Shannon Spurtis. The same woman who created the Backyardigans. And the Polos. She also was in charge of the production in shows like Little Bill and Blue's Clues. Okay, so the episode Happy Lamb Day is much different than in the actual show. Okay, the ending plays a much bigger role. Okay. Sure, the ending plays normally, but... Okay, so the ending plays out normally, but then... And the Wild Brain logo plays normally, but listen to the end. And look at the end. You can see that the Nickelodeon light bulb is on the Bubble Duppies. Okay, this is Rames. Why is the Nickelodeon light bulb logo on the Bubble Duppies? It was created in 2011. Which was before... it was after Nickelodeon's rebrand in September 20th. Yeah, Wild Brain was more than its childhood ruiner back in 2011. Okay. So basically what happened to the Bubble Duppies is Wild Brain only worked on the first season. But in the second season, Nelvana handled the animation for Bubble Duppies. And in season 5, Sam Field Animation now animates the Bubble Duppies. So it had 3 animation companies. For season 1, it was Wild Brain. For season 2, it was Nelvana. And for season 5, it was Sam Field Entertainment. Yeah, Happy Lamb Day was made in 2009. Umizoomi was also made in the same year as well. Oh yeah. There are also a few images that show the Bubble Duppies were indifferent. Yeah, Nelvana handled the animation for Little Bear, but... Okay, so Nelvana handled the animation, but Little Bear was a whole production and would not contract work. Okay, so you see, Little Bear was made by Nelvana and Nick Jr. So Nelvana did the animation while Nick Jr. did the production. Okay. So now I'm not about Bubble Duppies again. There are a few development images that have the Bubble Duppies look different. Okay, so we have this picture. You can see that the animation looks different. And the characters are different as well. Like, for example, Nani wears actual glasses instead of goggles. Yeah, I agree about Nelvana did make... Okay. So Nirvana did make Wayside and Pelswit, but Nick couldn't do much when broadcast rights expired. So Pelswit's rights expired sometime in about 2005 or 2006. And Wayside's production rights expired in 2010. Yeah. For the pin, I think they need to save it for Zuli. Okay, so back to the image. You can see everyone is different. For example, Nani actually wears glasses instead of goggles. Dima actually has pink earrings and actually wears a pink top. Una wears a dark pink skirt instead of a purple one. But the only ones that haven't changed were Molly, Dill, and Dolby. Molly, Dill, and Dolby were basically the only ones that haven't changed at all. Mr. Rupert looked more creepy than in the actual show. Yep, that picture was official. We also have, okay, so we also have this picture. I think this is supposed to be from Ducks in a Row, I think. But here's one problem. There are no ducks in it. They're just starfish and snails. I think this was made before the ducks caused trouble in the Bubble Guppies episode. Oh yeah, in Ducks in a Row, Nani, as usual, was the butt of the lunch joke in this episode. In this episode, the lunch joke was at Nani. I feel bad for Nani. I feel extremely bad for Nani. I mean seriously. Nani's parents need to give Nani actual lunch, and not a Stamplets, a Bananasaurus, or anything else. Okay, so I am really upset about Nani's parents. Okay, Nani's parents, here's a message to you. You need to give your son better lunch. And not Elephant Surprise, not a Bananasaurus, not a Stamplets, not a Cuba Fish sandwich. At least in Super Baby, Nani didn't have to see his terrible lunch turn into a baby. I agree, Belfameo. Super Baby was basically the only episode in which Nani didn't actually get a weird lunch. God! Nani's parents are basically just like the Power Nerds. They won't let Nani eat proper food. It's just like Ace and Polly won't even give Scrapper food. How heartless of the Power Nerds. Ace, Polly, you do know that Scrapper is hungry and he needs food right away. So you don't have to be heartless. Just bring him food and let it be the end of the episode for the Power Nerds. Okay, so back to the Bubble Guppies. Then we have the episode from Bubble Bites. You can see that the store clerk has lipstick. But I don't see any of the Guppies wearing lipstick at all. I'm gonna have to see if this... Oh, hey! I'm gonna have to see if the store clerk appeared in this episode. In the actual episode. Hey, so we have... I'm just gonna have to see the images. Never mind. Anyways, back to it. You can see that... Okay. I think this picture right above here, I think this dot was supposed to be an earlier version of Bubble Puppy. I think this white dot was supposed to be an earlier version of Bubble Puppy. There was also a pink hat that wasn't even on the show. Yeah, I rebel from it. Oh, that part was probably written out because of the store sticks. Because in the store sticks, the rosary. Oh, hey. So in the store segments, the heart is Dima. So Dima is actually in charge of the story department. And either one of the characters has a problem. And Dima, with help from the audience, helps them fix it. What a good plot. I'm so glad Bubble Dubbies was saved. I am glad Bubble Dubbies was saved from development hell. Okay. And then we have this picture. Okay. Okay, so now we have this picture. Okay, in this picture, I think this was supposed to be the lunchtime segment. I hope Nani doesn't have bad lunch. I think Nani was smiling and... Okay, you can see... Okay, so you can see in the development pics, Nani actually smiles. Okay, so in the development pictures, Nani actually smiles more often than he does in the series. In the series, he just frowns. But he did smile on a few occasions, like in the episode, Can You Did It? Where he found the dinosaur skeleton. Yeah, I rebel from it though. Nani's parents probably have smoking issues. I think this is the reason why Nani's parents give Nani the wrong lunches. I think this was the reason why that. I think Nani's parents having smoking issues was probably the reason why Nani got so many bad lunches. It's basically... Okay, so Nani's parents are basically Ace and Polly, but humans. Yeah, Nani would have been better if he had school lunch and not his parents' lunch. Okay, Nani's parents, there's school lunch for a reason, okay? I hate when that happens. Speaking of which, oh yeah, speaking of Nani, I'm gonna show you a video about Nani. Oh hey, I'm gonna show you guys a video of what I mean about Nani having bad lunches.
Serving up a bunch.
What did you get, Nani? I got fat pepperoni and cheese.
Fat pepperoni and cheese? Yeah, that's probably why Molly barely have lunch scenes. Because Molly actually eats school lunch instead of having her parents do the lunch. I think somebody else might have done lunch too, but seriously, pepperoni and cheese? How unoriginal. Plus, pepperoni and cheese doesn't even exist in real life. Here's the thing. In the first, second, and third, and fourth seasons, the Bubble Dubbies episodes actually made sense, usually focusing on problems you might encounter in real life. But in season 5, everything changed. Okay, so in season 5, they still learned life lessons in the Bubble Dubbies classroom, but here's the thing. The recess / lineup song. Okay, so the outside / recess segments were basically longer than the actual series. There was no field trip segments. There was no playtime segments. Okay. In season 5, Yeah, in season 5, Backyardins. Oh, hey. So in season 5, Bubble Guppies was more of a Backyardins. It was more of a Backyardins direction than anything. But okay, so Bubble Guppies in season. Okay, so Bubble Guppies in season 5 is basically the Backyardins, but without the penguin, without the moose, without the unique wall, without the hippo, and without the kangaroo. Season 5, it was still interesting. Season 5 actually was great. Okay, so I'm gonna rate the Bubble Guppies seasons. Season 1, the best. Okay. Season 1, the best of the best. Season 2, amazing. Season 3, awesome. Season 4, awesome. Season 5, great. And season 6, good. So basically, everything about Bubble Guppies, except for Nani's parents' lunch, is basically awesome. And then we have this scene. So, oh hey, and then we have this picture. We have Dima and Nani serving ice cream to a purple monster with orange hair. That hair resembles Cheryl from Sid the Science Head. Is it me, or is the monster's hair basically looking like Gerald from Sid the Science Head? Only, this is not a human. Hey, here was the issue with Bubble Guppies. There was going to be this character in the show. There was going to be a purple monster in the show. There was also going to be a monster that changed into different colors. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. I respect your opinion on Sid the Science Head. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a video. I'm gonna have to show you a video. Storybook. If I can find it. Aha! There it is. Okay. So here's a video showing the pilot of Bubble Guppies. Somebody's flipping pancakes. Okay. So you'll realize that the ocean scenes, okay, so the ocean background was different. It was way different than in the actual series. It wasn't 3D. Oh yeah, and here's another thing. The Bubble Guppies weren't in 3D. They were in 2D. It can be found, you can search this one. BC Storybook Sample 01B. Yeah, I think they tried to make it more horror. You can also realize that there are bubbles inside Dima and Una's hair. Okay. Oh yeah! And the little fish was supposed to be yellow. Yeah, back then only a few Nick Jr. shows were CGI. Like for example, Miss Spider Sunny Pat's Friends, the Backyardigans. Let me think. What else is CGI? Oh yeah, Little Charmers, Paw Patrol. Oh yeah, only a few Nick Jr. shows were CGI. Let me name some of them. Hey, so we have the Backyardigans. We have Miss Spider Sunny Pat's Friends. What else is there? I guess that's basically it. Oh, hey, back to the Bubble Guppies. You can also see that the crabs are different, too. Oh, yeah. At least Bubble Dubbies actually lived up to its name. Yeah, Bubble Dubbies and Umizoomi CCI were stylized. Yep. Oh yeah. And Crab's designs were different as well. You can also see that there wasn't any Sonic belt animation. Well, except for the fists. Most of them were apparently different than they did in the actual show. I think this was supposed to be the Rumpfest special. I think this episode was supposed to be called the Rumpfest special. Yeah, they're not all by the same animation services. I agree with you, Bellafamato. Like, for example, Bubble Dubbies at the time was owned by Lyle Brain. And Umizoomi was made by Curious Pictures. The same animation company that did the Little Einsteins. Did you know that Little Einsteins and Umizoomi were actually by the same animation company, Curious Pictures? Yeah, I know that too. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. Then we have Mr. Rumpfest. We also have Mr. Drumpfest. In the pilot, he was blue instead of gray blue. And he actually had eyebrows. And he had glasses. Here's the thing. He didn't have a dark gray skin. He didn't have a grayish blue skin. He did not have eyebrows. And he did not have glasses in the actual series. But in the pilot he does. He has glasses just like Nani. So basically Nani and Mr. Uber actually wore realistic glasses. You can also see that the classroom was different as well. You can also see that the classroom was different. Yeah, except Little Einstein's was Shooty and Umizoomi was half CCI and Shooty. You can also see that the animation. Oh yeah, you can also see that the classroom is different. Their hobbies are red instead of the usual. Yeah, Little Einsteins used several medias to make, including the Baby Einstein company. Oh yeah, speaking of Baby Einstein company, when Little Einsteins was about to end, there was a show that failed. It was called Einstein Pals. Einstein Pals sucks. I think Little Einsteins is way better than Einstein Pals. Oh yeah, there was only 3 rods this time. Now I'm gonna have to. Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna have to. Now the other one. There's that monster again. There's that monster again. Yeah, the characters. I rebel from the characters from Einstein Pals. They always look unoriginal. Like, for example, Sassy is a Min knockoff, but without the flying dottles. Pablo basically stole the designs from Bear in the Big Blue House. And he was a monkey. It's just like Curious Shorts. Yeah, the monster. What basically happened to the Bubble Dubbies monster was probably killed by. Yeah, what probably happened to the Bubble Dubbies monster, it was probably killed off by several villains. Like Swiper, for instance. Speaking of Swiper, Swiper's the only Dora character. Yeah. You can see there's no dialogue. I think that's a sea monster. I think the species is a sea monster, I think. I think he looks like an octopus. He has head looks like an octopus. Basically looks like a sea monster. He also has the same eyebrows as Bert. Only he Yeah. Yeah, Swiper and Scrapper. Yes, Swiping and Scrapping. Yeah. So Swiper is a fox and Scrapper is a raccoon. Speaking of Swiper, there were times where Dora and Boots would try to stop Swiper, but they would always fail. And he would say this line.
You're too late. You'll never find it now. You're too late. You're too late. You'll never find them now.
Yeah, throw them off, Swiper.
You're too late. You'll never find it now.
Speaking of Dora the Explorer, there were a few episodes where Dora and Boots failed to stop Swiper. They would try to say, Swiper no swiping, Swiper no swiping. And then they say, Swiper no swiping. And then Swiper would say, you're too late. You'll never find it now. Yeah. Like, for example, in the pilot episode, The Big Red Sit-In, or The Legend of the Big Red Sit-In, Swiper actually stole the tea. And yes, Swiper still said, you're too late. You'll never find it now. Oh yeah. There's also the Bobo Brothers. Oh yeah, there's also the Bobo Brothers. Whenever they get stopped, they always say, "Oops, sorry." Okay. Yeah. Bella's version of Dora apparently hates formulas. There are a couple of strictly formulas. Speaking of which. Oh yeah. There are other scenes as well. Speaking of which, there are a few scenes. Oh yeah. I think this is the scene from Hall Ambulance. I think this scene is from The Legend of Pintfoot. This is the episode from Dup Dup and Away. This was the episode from The Moon Rocks. I think this was supposed to be the episode from Have It How. I think this was supposed to be the episode from The Legend of Pintfoot. I can't believe Nani still gets bad lunches. I feel bad for him. Speaking of which, there are a few strictly formulas that the show has to. Oh yeah. In TV tropes, have any of you heard of Strictly Formula? Yep. This is exactly what I mean about having the same thing over and over again. Like, for example, in Superline. Okay, so basically what happens in every episode, one of the hits will have a mundane problem. The Super Reavers that are in the clubhouse who discuss it. They magically choose a book to find the answer. Then they enter it in their Y-flyers. They read the story and decide to help its characters. They do it in the same order. First Alphabet, then Wonder Bread, or Princess Presto, and finally Superlight. Speaking of Princess Presto, she's voiced by the same person who does Betty Barrett in Comet Betty. A coincidence? I think not. And finally Superlight. Each one delivering a spelling/reading lesson in the process with the help of Super U. So basically, Superlight has a pretty mundane plot. Even though I like Superlight. Sure, I like Superlight, but it can't get old after a while. Do you know what else has... Do you know what else has a bad formula? Dora the Explorer. Wait, besides Dora the Explorer. I respect your opinion on Superlight. Yeah, I respect your opinion on Superlight. Do you know what else has a bad formula? The Paw Patrol. Do you know who else has a bad formula? The Paw Patrol. So basically, what happens in every episode? Most episodes will boil down to this. Someone in Adventure Bay, more like Crap Adventure Idiot, has a problem and calls Ryder, who says it's catchphrase. No, shoot me. No, shoot wrong. I can't believe you, Ryder. Oh yeah, Ryder stole the catchphrase from the ramp guy from Sesame Street. And he said, no chops too small, no chops too big. It's basically the same thing, but they replace it with pup in a small part. And then the group goes to look out with Marshall crashing into the elevator. It gets old fast. Oh yeah, speaking of which, the formula of Paw Patrol that I hate the most is Marshall crashing. I mean, come on! Why does Marshall have to fall down in every episode? Why? Then two of the pups set out with Ryder to solve the problem. End of episode with Ryder saying his other catchphrase. Whenever you have a problem, whip yup. There are exceptions, of course, such as the special episodes having the entire team dispatched. Pretty bad plot, don't you think? Yeah, I think so too. Do you know what else has a bad problem? Do you know who else has a bad formula? Mike the Knight. Speaking of which, do you know who else has a bad formula? Mike the Knight. Okay, so here's basically what happens in Mike the Knight. Mike is given a quest by his mother, the Queen. He decides there's a better way of doing it the way he's supposed to. Or not. And undergoes his transformation sequence. And then with his run, his sword, and being annoyed that Evie's magic has turned it into something apparently random. And eventually everything goes wrong. The everything goes wrong part is the only thing I like about Mike the Knight's formula. Everything goes wrong. Because of his bad decision. Well, too bad, Mike the Knight, you deserve it. And then he hears his catchphrase. It's time to be a knight and do it right. More like, it's time to be a knight and do it wrong. Whatever his sword has become turns out to be useful in sorting everything out. Fernando the Bard, aka the one that sings every episode, which is annoying, then sends us on about the Aesop might have sworn. Aesop? You call that an Aesop? That was a completely random formula. Do you know who else has a bad formula? Do. Speaking of Do. Oh yeah. There is another formula. Oh yeah. Just like Dora the Explorer, its formula is completely terrible. So here's basically what happens in every episode. Diego goes about his life. Then gets an alert that an animal is in trouble. He uses hook to find the animal. Then sets off to ascend an off solid, which is super annoying. It goes like, it's not hey, I've been just by then. It's not hey, I mean, don't arrest you, my friend. Shut up already, Diego. Then he uses several facts or false information about animals of the episode's feature animals that pass hospitals, normally 3 per episode, and may need to use rescue pack that same vehicle or artifact he needs to pass on. Also, the Bobo brothers, aka the only good thing about Dojo though, has trouble, prompting him to stop them. I wish the Bobo brothers had got their own show. Then they could stop Dio. That would be excellent. If the Bobo brothers got their own show, then instead of being stopped by Dio, they would stop Dio themselves. Dio will deserve it. And then he uses all he learned to save the animal and sometimes return it to its home. And the episode concludes with a wrap-up song. AKA the song that goes like this. Say it louder! Name of the animal! Everybody scream! Shut up, Dio! Followed by a recap of what the animal does before putting a picture of it in the animal science book. Terrible formula. So basically, Dojo sucks. Speaking of bubble guppies. Oh yeah. The pop song. Oh hey. So here's the thing. The pop song, the sub segment, lunchtime, and the story segments were the only 4 elements of the episode, with the story segment eating up almost the whole episode. Yep. There's no dance songs. There's no playtime. There's no field trips. And most importantly, never mind. So basically everything after the 4th season was gone. Except for the pop songs, the lunchtime segments, the sub segments, and the story segments. That's it. It says it's the final episode to use the show's original format, at least for now. Yep. This is the final episode to be animated in Nirvana. Oh yeah. This is also the first episode to feature the new wavy story format, similar to the Backyardigans. Excellent. That was amazing. Bye, everybody. It's been a lovely day with you. Bye.